So I wanted to get double screens because I always thought that looked really professional. When people had 2 screens, it makes them look expensive. But no, honestly, I'm a Pro Tools guy, but I also use the UAD console for things. So I have Pro Tools up here, console over here. It's great for when I'm working alone because I could pull up stuff really quickly. I do write in here as well. So that I'm not going to be like, okay, hang on one sec. Let me go like patch some stuff in. Let me get a sound, or let me do all this stuff. I work pretty much exclusively in console just so I can be very quick in the creative process. Now, working with a band and everything, we have access to all the outboard gear and everything you could ever want. But I've got all the stuff, you know? I mean, again, this is from years of me playing in studios and going, okay, what is this? What is that? What is that? What is that? Annoying the hell out of every engineer I've ever worked with until I got to a point where I realized, you know, what was plugged into what. I'm like, basses always go into that. Why? And they explain, you know, an optical compressor. This is an old 60s LA2A, got off of a friend, a dear friend of mine who passed. His name is Keith Gaddis. Keith is an amazing musician, singer, songwriter, producer, and he passed unexpectedly. So I bought a few things off of him and his family to keep it in our musical family. One of my favorite engineers is a guy named Justin Ryan Francis. Justin is a dude. I've known him for a very long time. And he hipped me to the transient designer.
Oh, yeah.
I've always used it in the box, and I didn't love it. It never did what I thought it was going to do. And then he showed me the hardware version of it, and it did exactly what I thought it was going to do.
Yeah.
It is amazing. This whole like sustain and negative sustain, you could take, you know, he loves using it on a mono overhead. You do like, you blast the sustain, it sounds like you lifted the overhead mic up 30 feet in the air, and then you do negative sustain, and it sounds like the mono overhead like on top of the snare drum. It gets really tight, really fast. So this thing has blown my mind, and I love access to things like while we're working here, and I don't have to run into that room and mess with microphones a lot. You know, like having, like kind of setting it up the way you want, and then having as much control out here is key, is crucial, and creativity is very fleeting. It can go away very fast. So when you have an idea, at least for me, and I would probably speak for most people, that idea can last 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the second you're like, okay, let me go move this mic, and you come back in here, you're like, okay, what was I doing? And it's gone. So having things very quick, pinned, ready to go is crucial for those moments. Because it's all about creativity. I mean, this is nothing without those little bursts of ideas and inspirations, you know?
Well, also sometimes even like if you remember the part, you just being in a different state, and then playing it again, you're like, it's not that cool.
I know.
And then you're like, whoa.
I know. Honestly, like I'll cut scratch acoustics sometimes if it's like if I'm producing something, there's not an acoustic player. I'll like build a little, you know, loop or something to play to, and I'm like, all right, we'll play this. I'll replace it later. I go to replace it, and I'm like, sounds awful. Like, what's going on? I go back to the scratch. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wasn't thinking about it. I was in the moment. Now I'm trying. So you have to be prepared for those moments because they will go away very quickly.
Yeah.
And it's like almost impossible to get them back.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip. If you're setting up your own studio and you have any questions about how to hook things up, what to plan for, what gear you are thinking about getting, how you want to go about it, you can schedule a call with me at andrewmastersmusic.com. It's a one-on-one, 1 hour consultation where you can ask me anything you want. The link is down in the description. Go schedule your call today. And if you're just chilling and you want to subscribe or watch another clip, click one of these 2 things.